If your internship days drain you, here's exactly how I survived them without burning out. I'm a fourth year nursing student in nursing university and a final year nursing student in nursing university, and here's exactly how I survive internship days. Number one is manage your stress. Just right off the bat, you have to manage your stress. And what I mean by this is you have to keep calm even when things get chaotic. So as a nursing student in nursing university, once you go through the internship, you might get chaotic services. As an example, we're talking about the emergency room, right? Emergency, or let's say reanimation, anesthesia, all of these are very hectic, let's say, services. So you really want to keep calm. There's really a lot of things that could happen that are pretty chaotic, and they will really could make you very stressed out, literally just lose your mind. But you can't let that happen, obviously, and you should literally be calm in those situations. I'm gonna give you one of the examples. This didn't happen to me, but it happened one of my friends, actually two of my colleagues that are studying with me this year. Actually, they were in the service, they were doing their internship, and one of the patients passed away. So they have to do the CPR and everything, and if they were not calm, they couldn't actually do it. And because they were the only men in there, they were the only males, they asked them to do it as they have more strength and more stamina to actually perform the act than, let's say, all the females in there. At least that's what the nurses had told them, and they did it. The patients unfortunately passed away, but it's one of those moments that you really have to keep calm. There's other stuff that could happen, obviously, especially in the emergency room. There's patients, it's an emergency room, so there is bad accidents that could happen, etc., etc. So all of these are literal situationships or situations that could happen that you have to, even if things are chaotic, even if your heart is beating, whatever, you have to stay calm. Number two, always ask nurses. Nurses are generally will be really happy for them to help you, yeah? They always really want to help the students that are curious. They want to help the students that ask, and it just helps boost their egos, basically. So you want to ask them a lot. You want to ask about different things, different acts. You see something you don't understand, there's nothing wrong with asking for a bit. Hey, what's this? What's that? How can I do this? How can you do that? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? I'm not saying annoy them, but also that's why you're in internship, yeah? It's better to learn now than to learn after you work and then you start learning. That's not very good, huh? So that's point number two. Point number three is, if you could choose your teammates in internship, you better choose them right. Here's what I mean by this. So I had a very good and a very bad experience in different years of my nursing career. So my first year I had a very bad team. So there was one guy that was good, but I would say the others really were not compatible at all. And hey, there's people that get scared. There's people that get shaky when they're doing any injection or any act. Really, as a nurse or as a nursing student in internship, you really can't deal with that because you're focused, you want to do the act correctly, you want to do everything right. Then you have to also focus on your teammate that might just pass out as well, and also he's shaking because he's doing a simple injection. So I would say generally just get away from these people as much as humanly possible, because that will not only screw your grade in your internship, it will screw you. Teachers will have a good idea because they will associate you with them, etc. I'm not saying there is nothing wrong, but it's better if you have a very good team, good teammates that are with you, especially in internship, that can manage stress. They're also very smart, they're reliable, etc. So if things go sideways, at least you know they're reliable. In the exams, a lot of the times, you will go through the same exams with your colleagues. Literally, it's every time, personally, me and my colleagues go through the same time. We're separate, but we're literally back to back to back with same teachers, etc. So if your teammates are good, maybe you get better, or at least a little bit worse of a grade than the other way around. Number three, is, oh my god, okay, is you have to work smart, not hard in internship. So what do I mean by this? You're going through internship. I personally have done, I'm almost closing the 1,200 hours that we have in our internship formation. And it's a lot of hours, a lot of time. And a lot of the times in internship, you have some other things going on, right? So as an example, you do an internship and you have theoretical exams, like the final exams of the year, maybe something even harder, etc., you name it. So in these specific situations, yeah, maybe you want to work a little bit smarter. So in these situations, what I do is I don't push all in when it comes to acts, etc., but I make sure that there is a very good and fair distribution of the acts between me, between the staffs, between the team that I have, my colleagues in internship. So like that, basically what happens, yeah, is the acts that will be all on your shoulders just get spreaded away through the nurses, through your team, through your colleagues, etc. So you're not literally underperforming, but you're literally just giving other people to do the work that they're capable and they should do it anyway. And obviously you are not gonna just sit around and, I don't know, just like act like a boss. But what you do is obviously do what's required from you. So there is certain things that you have to do, or let's say, you can't just sit around in the internship, the entire internship, yeah? So basically you will have to do certain things, yeah? And it is what it is. So you have to do what's required from you, but you don't go all in. On the other way around, which is the point number 4, which is, especially at the beginning of your internship, you have to go all in. Because one, you haven't earned the trust of nurses, because usually you're a first year, second year, you don't have that much of an experience, your colleagues as well, your junior colleagues as well. So what you want is, you want to push a little bit, ask them a little bit, maybe ask them about this, ask them about that, teach them. So ask them, I really want to do this act, can you please help me with it? Can you please, supervise on me, and I really want to do it. And most of the times, actually, they'd be more than happy to do that. Personally, I'm a final year nursing student. All the time I supervise on students that are, maybe not in their final year. And that's just how it is. And I get supervised by nurses. And it's just that you have to respect the hierarchy that happens. Now the point number 5 that I really think that it helps me a lot when it comes to surviving, internship and stuff like that, which is de-stress or stress relief after shifts. Now there's different things, there's different shifts. Night shifts are not like day shifts, part-time shifts are not like all-time shifts, because obviously sometimes you have internship and lectures. So in the morning you have internship, then you have lecture in the evening. So it doesn't really matter, but you really want to debrief a little bit after the shift. Maybe a little bit of a walk, maybe training, maybe you go for a swim, maybe you go to the beach. Just do whatever it is, right? Maybe sometimes just read in a book. It depends on your personality, obviously. Your personality, the type, what do you prefer personally, and it just really helps. Sometimes you just gotta walk. Now, point number 6 that will really help you survive the internship days, yeah, is be paired with good professors. So you have to be paired with good professors if possible. If you have the ability, and we do have this sometimes. I'm studying right now nursing in Eastern Morocco, in nursing university. It might be a little bit different around the world, but it's usually about the same. But sometimes you get lucky that you can actually choose the service that you want. You sort of demand it, or maybe you change, or maybe you, just whatever it is, yeah? So really when you're choosing that service, you want to choose the service itself. So maybe if you've done the entire year in emergency, maybe you want to choose something else, and sometimes maybe you want to choose the same service. It depends on the situation. Obviously, as an example, like me, I had the same service last year. I repeated it again at the beginning of this year, but it was one of the best services I got, right? Point number 2 is you have to choose the teacher as well. Now, teachers or your supervisors that come from your university are very important, because every teacher has its own way of grading you, or the stuff that he really thinks they're important. So we want to make sure that those points align with you. So an example, if your entire philosophy is about punctuality and being on time, etc., maybe you want to choose a professor or supervisor that really aligns with that. Maybe if your entire your entire university philosophy is about maybe doing the acts properly, you want to have a professor or supervisor that agrees with that. Maybe you're more of a theoretical, detailed person. You want to also have a supervisor that has the same principles. Now let's do a quick recap. First, debrief after every internship. Second, you have to choose your teammates right. 3, manage your stress. 4, you have to choose your supervisor right. 5, you really need to choose the service or the teacher right. And 6, I'll say just be consistent. That will really help you a lot. And if you have any problem, write down below what is your biggest challenge in nursing university, and I'll make sure that I'll make a video about it, fixing exactly that. Thank you.